Once upon a time, in a bustling city where hospitals gleamed like beacons of hope, there lived a young woman named Olivia. Olivia and her husband, full of excitement and dreams, had chosen one of the finest hospitals to welcome their first child. It was a place known for its state-of-the-art facilities and high reputation. But as Olivia attended her antenatal visits, something seemed off. Something that tugged at her heart, a quiet one she couldn't ignore. Olivia cannot help but notice a strange pattern. Every visit felt eerily quiet. No other pregnant woman had crossed her path, and the only talk she overheard from the staff was about one thing: C-sections. She wondered to herself, do they even allow normal deliveries here? Curious, she finally asked a nurse in one of her visits. The response was quick but rehearsed. "Oh yes," said the nurse. "We do natural birth here, but most women choose surgery to avoid labor pains." But Olivia had already made up her mind. She would not choose surgery unless absolutely necessary. She continued her routine checkups while hoping to one day meet a gynecologist as promised. But that didn't happen, not until she was 37 weeks gone. Olivia finally met the gynecologist, a man with a cold, calculating demeanor. He quickly went through Olivia's file and examined her. Less than 2 minutes down the line, he declared that Olivia needed an emergency C-section. "Madam, you have a fibroid I just discovered, and your baby isn't properly positioned for natural birth," he said. His words, as sharp as the scalpel he was so eager to use. But Olivia wondered to herself, "I had just conducted a scan the previous week, and everything was okay with my child. No fibroid was detected either. How could everything turn around so quickly?" she lamented. Olivia's instinct screamed otherwise. She knew her pregnancy had been smooth and felt deep inside that something wasn't right, not with her baby, but with this doctor. "Let's do a scan," Olivia insisted. The doctor hesitated but agreed. When the scan was completed, the truth was clear. Her baby was perfectly healthy, and there was no fibroid in sight. The doctor persisted despite the scan's results. He was relentless. He spun new lies, casting doubt on the safety of a natural birth. His voice was sweet with false concern as he urged her to come back the next day for the operation. But Olivia was not so easily swayed. She looked to her husband and said, "We need a second opinion, I think." Her husband nodded in agreement, trusting in her intuition. Olivia and her husband eventually left the hospital behind, seeking out a second opinion at a different hospital. There, surrounded by compassion and honesty, Olivia was reassured her pregnancy was healthy, her baby was also safe, and there was no need for surgery. Just a week later, Olivia goes into labor and eventually had her beautiful daughter naturally, just as she has always wanted and hoped. But well, the story didn't end there. 2 months had passed since Olivia had her beautiful baby girl. On a sunny afternoon, Olivia welcomed an old friend, Ada, into her home. Ada had come to see Olivia's newborn, and as they sat in the cozy living room, baby toys scattered around them. The two friends chatted away, reminiscing and catching up. Ada was overjoyed to finally meet Olivia's baby, her face lighting up as she held the little one. "She's beautiful, Olivia," Ada cooed, gently cradling the newborn in her arms. "You must be so proud." Olivia smiled warmly, feeling the glow of motherhood. "I am," she said, her voice full of affection. "But let me tell you, the journey here wasn't easy. The hospital where I started my antenatal care almost tricked me into having an unnecessary C-section." Ada's eyes widened in surprise as Olivia began to recount her experience. She explained how the gynecologist had lied about her having fibroids and insisted that her baby wasn't positioned correctly. also pushed her towards surgery. Olivia's voice grew firmer as she described how she had stood her ground and sought a second opinion, trusting her instinct over the doctor's manipulations. As Olivia spoke, Ada's expression slowly changed from curiosity to something more serious, a recognition that Olivia hadn't expected. Wait, Ada interrupted. Are you talking about that hospital? The one with the fancy lobby and the endless talk about C-sections? Olivia nodded, her curiosity piqued. Yes, that's the one. Why? Do you know it? Ada sighed, placing the baby gently back in Olivia's arm. Olivia, I had the exact same experience when I had my first child, she said, her voice tinged with disbelief. They told me the same thing: fibroids, bad baby positioning, everything. And just like you, they insisted I needed a C-section. I was young and scared, so I almost believed them. But at the last minute, I switched hospitals and found out it was all a lie. Olivia's heart skipped a beat as she listened. Suddenly, everything clicked into place. This wasn't just some isolated incident or a coincidence. It was a pattern, a deliberate strategy used by the hospital to prey on the fears of first-time mothers, those who were unsure, anxious, and more likely to trust the experts without questions. That is it, Olivia whispered, a realization dawning over her. It wasn't just me. They are doing this to women, especially first-time mothers. Taking advantage of their inexperience, they scare us into agreeing to surgeries we don't need. Ada nodded with a serious face. Exactly. It's all about money, Olivia. C-sections are expensive and they know first-time mothers are the most vulnerable. Olivia sat back, stunned by the revelation. She had trusted her instincts, and in doing so, she had avoided becoming a victim of a system designed to profit off fear. Now, as she looked at her baby girl peacefully sleeping in her arm, she felt a surge of gratitude and a renewed sense of responsibility. I am glad I trusted myself, Olivia said softly. But how many other women have fallen into their trap? How many didn't know to get a second opinion? At that side, her face reflecting the same concern. Too many, I imagine. The two women sat in silence for a moment, each lost in their thoughts. Olivia's heart was full, not just of love for her child, but with a deeper understanding of the importance of a mother's intuition. She had fought for her baby, and in doing so, she had uncovered a truth that needed to be shared. I'm going to tell this story, Olivia said, her voice filled with resolve. People need to know. They need to trust their instincts and ask questions. We deserve better than doctors who see us as just another surgery. Ada smiled, placing a hand on Olivia's shoulder. You are right. Please do. And in that moment, Olivia knew that her experience wasn't just about her own journey. It was a call to action. Herself, for other women, so they too could take charge of their pregnancies, trust their bodies, and never let fear of inexperience make them doubt their strength again. This encounter had changed Olivia's perspective forever. What she had once thought of as a personal battle was now part of a larger story, one of resilience, empowerment, and the unshakable bond between a mother and her child.